We're here again. Here we are. It's episode 23.
Hey,
and you
guys.
know what? Just to bring it back, it's May motherfucking 5th, 2017.
Oh, look at this guy, Cinco de Mayo.
And that'll give you an idea of what we're talking about today.
We're talking about Mexican beers.
Yep, Cinco de
And
Mayo.
carne asada and how much we love it. That's actually not even a joke, though, dude. I fucking love carne asada.
Yeah, don't take us... Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
dude.
trip.
Yeah.
That's real life.
Oh, dude, that's real talk, son.
So, we're back again today with another
We've
episode.
become a burrito aficionado podcast.
Yes.
We're pivoting.
Actually, to be honest, I had always thought about what your lower thirds would say. As if you were on like Ancient Aliens or something. And it'd say, Josh, sandwich enthusiast.
Sandwich enthusiast.
Or something dumb
I am
like
a
that.
sandwich enthusiast. I do love a sandwich.
It's true. I've seen you. You go
Oh,
down.
dude,
You can eat a sandwich.
I've eaten a sandwich or two in my day, Brian. Let me
up?
tell you.
So we're back again. And unlike last week's episode, we
We
actually...
have.
Whoa.
Oh, you want to do it?
We have something to talk about. A new movie film.
A new theatrical release.
It's true.
Actually, thought about taking a picture of my ticket last night.
I was going to take a picture of the end credits.
Yeah,
But then I was like, the FBI is going to get me.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
that was
They
bad.
AMC let you know. Report any suspicious behavior. There could be ne'er-do-wells.
It's true. It's true. But anyways, let's just cut to the chase here.
We're talking about the Guardians of the Galaxy. They're guarding that galaxy.
Volume 2.
V2.
V2. All right, Josh. It's release night, as it were.
It is.
This is the day of release. We've both seen this movie.
We are actually on time with this one.
We are. And we both have seen it. And
Yes.
we have not discussed it yet. So it's going to be live for y'all.
Yeah.
Josh Maxwell. I said your full name.
Yeah, why did you do that?
But you've done it to me before.
I've done it a couple times.
And I didn't edit it out. So deal with it.
I've done it on live streams.
Yeah, that's true.
I am notorious for blurting out names and our location, our exact location.
That's true. What did you think of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2?
I liked it.
That was a weird
Well, Brian, I liked it, but it was... There were some misses for me.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I bet, like, full on. I loved it. I thought it was great. But there were places that I think it could have used help and areas that I think they needed to dial back a lot.
Okay.
I love... This is a much more character-driven film.
Yes.
Than the first one. Probably the most character-driven Marvel film that they've done.
Yeah, for sure. Marvel Studios film.
They hit you in the face with the action right off the bat,
Yes.
and then after that, it really starts to slow down.
Yeah. And it probably only has 3 or 4 locations.
Yeah, and one of my problems is that. The first one did a really great job of combining practical and CGI.
Yes.
And in this one, like, they just went full-blown CGI, and sometimes it looks like complete shit.
Some of the CG, there were a couple points.
I didn't care for that.
Where
A lot of it made me think, like, when they get to Ego's planet, I was like, this looks straight up like What Dreams May Come with Robin Williams.
Yeah, there were some things that probably one of my only gripes was how ambitious they were with some things when they used CGI, and it didn't
Quite hit.
I know this will be something you can look back on and be like, that looked like crap.
Yeah, it's dated. It's odd because they pulled off Nowhere so well in the first movie and things like that. And then, but Ego's Planet just looked like garbage to me. It just didn't really... I liked how outlandish it looked and how crazy it looked, but it just looked so false. And part of me wonders if that was part of the narrative. This is such a fucking weird movie. They go straight bananas Marvel Cosmic with this one.
Yeah.
And I loved that. That the storyline itself is bananas Marvel Cosmic. And I love that. And I wonder if that was part of the thing where it doesn't look entirely real. And that was part... Because, like, I mean, it's straight up, Ego's the villain for the movie. I'm not spoiling anything by that. If you don't know that, you're reading the movie wrong. And it's all a game that he's playing, and he's creating this image and everything the whole time that they're there. And part of me is wondering if that was part of the plot where it looked false and you were supposed to be...
To me, the planet was supposed to make you feel a bit
uneasy.
uneasy.
Yeah, but like in the narrative itself, that never feels fully fleshed out to me. There's one scene that really didn't hit for me in that part, and it's where Peter discovers his power. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what? Like, because it's, I don't know, it didn't feel genuine.
Yeah.
And I was like, he's fucking with him. Pete can't really do this. This is him doing this. I was wrong.
Yes.
But like something about it felt so false and so disingenuous that I thought it was a ploy.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it didn't work for me.
I'm going to stop you for a second, and
Okay.
I'm going to say spoilers throughout this whole thing. I don't even want to try to have a section spoiler free.
Yeah. Okay.
Like we're just.
I was gonna ask, and I forgot. Did we want to do?
We're just gonna go full spoilers. What I will say about the scene you're talking about, it didn't hit for me very well either. But I understood the comedy.
Yeah, I understood the comedy of it, and then at the end of it, it was kind of touching because he was getting that game of catch.
Yes.
But it was like the way it started felt so forced and so fake, and it felt like it was like a reshoot where we need to add this bit in.
But I will say that I took it a completely different way, that the whole thing was supposed to feel weird, and you were supposed to be uncomfortable. You were supposed to be seeing it through Gamora's eyes of this. That's
interesting.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
This is dumb. He's blinded by... I've made the wrong choice by telling him he should be embracing this.
Yeah.
And even Mantis was immediately felt uncomfortable with what she knew was going on.
And I want to take an aside here. Mantis is nothing like she was in the comic, but she was such a delight. I thought she was great. I loved her character. So innocent. Beautiful. She was a beautiful character.
Yes,
I loved her a lot.
She was very good. I'm going to say it. This is my favorite Marvel Studios movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. It's because Ant-Man was your one for a while.
Yeah.
Before that it was
This
Thor.
is so disconnected from the MCU.
Oh, this has nothing to do with anything. And I loved that.
And I know you could say that for the first movie, but here's the thing about the first movie. It was a fun...
You still had the Infinity Stone.
He still had the Infinity Stones, and it was just a fun action romp. And this is a complete character piece.
Oh, yeah, and it stands alone all on its own. Look, when the movie ended, I expected some type of tie-in or no, you just get that funeral.
We talked about it in the last episode.
And it ends on the funeral.
Yeah. And we talked about it in the last episode of how they're going to start trying to wrap this shit up. I'm like, how are they going to make sense of Star-Lord being there hanging out with Iron Man and Spider-Man?
And they did none of that.
And they did nothing, which is great, because I'm just like, that would give you a little bit of fucking Age of Ultron if it feels like their fingers are in it. It feels like Marvel stepped away from this completely.
Let Gunn do his thing.
Well,
and then I've heard that with Phase 4, which is a huge mystery, I was actually talking... I went with my friend to the early premiere the night before, last night.
Yeah,
and,
the midnight premiere. I went to opening.
And I was like, is Infinity War where they're going to end it? And that's the end? And like he was like, nah, man, they've still got stuff planned. Volume 3 of Guardians of the Galaxy is already in the bag. And then I was doing some reading today. Gunn is supposed to be their guy for Phase 4. So you know how they did Whedon first, and then they did the Russo boys, and now they're doing. I guess Gunn is going to be the tip of the spear for this next phase, and I'm looking forward to what he's going to do because Guardians was great. This one was good. I don't think it's as good as the first one, but I really, really enjoyed it still. And I'm interested to see what he's doing because it was so character driven. But a lot of the character driven narrative that goes on, I feel like a lot of it gets overshadowed by the comedy. And the comedy in this one is a big problem for me because they are really shoving that pop culture down your throat, and it's not all of the jokes are hits. There's a lot of the references didn't work for me in this one, but like I got it from the perspective of Pete. Like you really understand Pete's character in this. He was a child.
Yeah.
When he was kidnapped. When he was kidnapped.
I get what you're saying now because at first I was just kind of like, I don't know. I thought all the comedy was there, but I understand there's references like David Hasselhoff.
The Hasselhoff, the Cheers.
The
Hasselhoff thing, I actually like the cameo of Hasselhoff, like we said, fucking spoilers. The Hasselhoff cameo, I liked that bit a lot. But it was the speech he makes on at Yondu's funeral, where I was just like, this is too much. Dial it back, guys. And it was another one. There was the Cheers bit when he's talking to Gamora, and honestly, I would like to see that. I wanted to see that Gamora and him weren't gonna work out.
Yeah.
And it seems like they're leading into him and Gamora working out. I've been against that from the beginning, though, because once again, I read the comics, and I know that Pete in the comics is terrified of Gamora. She's on his team because he needs her, but he's afraid of her. But Pete is not the same Pete. And that's one thing that I was going to get into with Pete. And this is an origin story for Pete. And Star-Lord has been around. He's a very obscure character, which was part of the whole DNA Cosmic, where we got we got this modern version of the Guardians of the Galaxy. And I want to get into the way they handled the old version of the Guardians of the Galaxy, which was amazing. I really liked that they did that. Star-Lord has like 19 or something. I know that's an exaggeration. He's got like maybe 4 or 5. I'm freaking out here. 4 or 5 different origin stories. And they finally, in the comics, established one and went forward with that. And it's still not the one that they did in this movie. And in this movie, in the context of the film, I understand. He is literally a man-child.
Yeah.
He does not know anything except for the shows that he watched and the music that he watched. And then he was raised in this harsh environment by Yondu and the Ravagers. Who, by the way, holy shit, they are horrible fucking people.
Yeah.
That was terrifying, dude.
Yeah. No, they
I
did
loved the way that they did that. Dude, I thought that the pirates in the first Pirates of the Caribbean, I thought they were bad people.
Yeah.
They're terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible people.
No, and that's what I was going to say.
When they space that one guy and you slowly watch him going, no, stop.
And then you see the
you see the line of the rest of them, and then Kraglin, James Gunn's brother.
Yeah, Kirk.
Yeah.
From here on out, we're going to call him Kirk.
We're going to call him Kirk from Gilmore Girls. Dude. Broke my heart.
Yeah, no.
When he frees Yondu and he's like, they killed all my friends. I wanted to hug him. I didn't
want to start a mutiny.
I wanted to hug him, dude. Yeah. Oh my god, this movie is packed with emotions, dude, and it's not like on the Logan level, but
no,
this is the most emotional Marvel film. It tugs at your heartstrings, dude, for sure.
Yeah,
it's a little saccharine in places, but like it doesn't feel forced.
Yeah.
My only problem was, like I said, the comedy. I feel like the comedy overshadows a lot of these important moments.
And like I was going to say, but what I would say to that is none of it was so cringe or...
Oh, none of it made me cringe. It was just kind of like, no, not right now.
Or out of place to overshadow what a great job they did. Like I said, I'm just like, yeah, they're talking about Cheers. It's funny. She doesn't know what that is. And the whole time he's saying it, I'm just like, She's just going
Dude,
along
the
with
way
this.
she ends that argument is fantastic. I don't know what fucking Cheers is, and then she leaves.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
And it's like I liked that they were just like, no, you keep, and that's what I mean. Like they're cementing that fact that he doesn't know anything. He doesn't know how to relate.
Yeah, and you take it as like, all right, we're supposed to be having this touching scene, and he's bringing up David Hasselhoff, and I see your point on that.
Yeah.
But my take from it, and how I imagine it was written, is it's a callback to a scene that I liked earlier on where he's opened up to these people. They are his family now. And
Yeah,
she
yeah.
says,
Oh,
and he says,
dude.
I was drunk. I'm embarrassed of that story. And she says, I really liked that story.
That
and he's opening
was-
up and he's saying like,
Yeah, okay.
yes, it's a David Hasselhoff joke, but at the same time, he's opening up about not having a father.
And that's true. That's true. I get, and that's the thing is by the end of the movie, that story didn't bother me so much because, like I said, I understand Pete's character. David Hasselhoff, Knight Rider meant something to him. David Hasselhoff was his surrogate father, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And I understood it, but it just seemed a little inappropriate for the death of the man that was his father.
Yes.
Dude, that was him and Roker, guy that plays Yondu. Fucking that last scene between the two of them, and dude, Pratt's got some chops. I want to see him in something more dramatic, even, because holy shit, that part dude, I almost lost it at that part, dude, where he's just begging, trying to figure out how to take his suit off to put it on Yondu, and just no, screaming no, just trying to save Yondu, and I'm just like, they're gonna figure out a way to do this. There has to be a way.
I was surprised that he actually died as well.
Dude, it fucking...
Especially because he had saved Gamora from being... Because I was like, we already saw this with Gamora. I know he's not going to die. And then he fucking died.
Oh, dude, yeah. Well, and I like that they do that. They handle being in vacuum real.
Reason.
You don't just fucking die.
Explode.
Yeah, you don't just explode. And even like I was saying, where they opened that airlock on that guy, you don't just get yanked out. It's not like a crashing plane or anything like that. There's no gravity. You open that door and there's just nothing.
There is
just
explosive decompression, but but it was such a small airlock that it took him out, but he didn't.
Well, he
fly
does do
out.
like a sudden.
That's what I'm saying. It took him out.
Yeah, but he
didn't-
doesn't go flying out of the ship. Yeah, like,
Exactly.
ridiculous. But oh my god, dude, that part with Yondu broke my heart, and I love the way they introduced Yondu in this movie, dude.
Yeah.
He got so much story and development, and I loved it.
It's true, and normally I would say it was a little bit lazy that we were thrown in to like immediately like, oh, here's him and he's got this past, but like you learned about him over time, and that was just the setup. It wasn't just like, here he is, he's ashamed, and now the rest is going to happen.
Yeah, and that was the thing that I loved. I was much more actually interested in the plotline of the Ravagers, who are the original Guardians.
Yes.
You got Stallone playing Starhawk. Martin X is his fucking second in command. Alita's there. Charlie 27, played by Ving Rhames out of nowhere. Fucking Charlie 27, Ving Rhames, blew my mind. I loved it, dude. And I loved that the Ravagers were the original Guardians. And I was like, no. I want to follow these guys. I was actually, and it's weird to say because I was so into the movie, but I wanted to know them. And it's this total Chris Claremont-esque old school comics. Well, we're going to put these guys in here. And, there's this whole there was so much world building as well as character development in this, and it was fantastic. They give you this little dabble, this little taste of these other dudes, and let you know that the universe is so much deeper than that, than what we're getting right now. And it drove me nuts, dude. It honestly drove me nuts because I wanted more of the original Ravagers.
Yeah, no, and that's why I think there's a little bit of disconnect between me and you on our opinion of this movie, where you're like, oh, I don't even like it as much as the first one, and I'm like, this is probably the best shit they've put out.
I love that they took the time for characters. It's what I wanted from Iron Man 3, and they gave me in this. It's not quite on the level that I want, because I'm constantly saying Iron Man 3 should have been Logan.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. But they tried with this movie, and I love that they tried.
Yeah,
and it hit. It did really well. that the part where Mantis and Drax have this quiet moment on the steps of Ego's planet outside the castle, and he's talking about his daughter, and she touches him and feels the sadness, and she starts crying, and then I think she did the reverse thing where she starts trying to make him feel better. You know, and it was just, dude, that part, dude, I'm getting welled up right now just talking about it.
Yeah, so for me, like, number one, top of my list is like, is good, interesting characters, and the fact that everybody besides Rocket had a very good story. And I'm just like,
yeah, I was going to talk about
there was some throwaway dialogue that Rocket's a dick because he's angry.
Yeah,
we went ahead and solved that mystery.
Yeah, I know. I wanted more of an arc for Rocket.
Oh, and also he's a dick because we had one scene where it was kind of funny, but then Peter insists that he is a real dick, and then we never see him being a dick again, and then all of a sudden we have a talk about, like, don't worry, bro, I'm a dick too, and you're just like, that's his whole fucking arc.
Yeah,
is that he's a
Yondu
dick?
had the arc that Rocket should have had.
Yeah, so it's like, I get it. Pick your battles. How am I going to have this raccoon story arc?
Well, it's because, like, Rocket is not, again, comics. Rocket is not the same Rocket from the comics. Rocket and Pete are super close. They're super tight in the comic. At one time, Rocket leads the team when Pete gets thrown in jail. So it's interesting that they've gone with this other version of Rocket where he's a piece of shit. Because Rocket is, in his origin, a Saturday morning cartoon type of Sonic the Hedgehog kind of character.
He's a mascot.
And then in the comic, he's kind of a pain in the ass. But he's a gun nut with violent tendencies. And the thing that I don't like about a lot of the way they do Rocket now is he's almost a homicidal maniac.
Yeah.
And I don't really care for that. I would like to see them make Rocket, like, when it's Rocket on his own, you're like, oh, Rocket could lead the team. Mm-hmm. I would like to see it like Pete's lieutenant. They did a good job.
I was going to say, they gave him his moment. All I'm saying is he did not have an arc.
Yeah, no. He's got a bump more than an arc.
They gave every other character an arc except for maybe Drax. But the thing with Drax is that his purpose in life was already fulfilled when Ronan died.
The purpose in life that he has in the movies. Yeah.
Yes, Josh.
I know. I'm
just going to cut you off now and say that.
Yeah, don't let me do my thing.
You can, but...
Well, because it's going to get ridiculous. Because I'm going to start nitpicking.
I'm talking about a difference between the first and second movie.
Yeah. No, we're talking about movie continuity. I need to stop nitpicking.
Yes. And I know, and there is a time and place for that, especially because there's a lot of inside baseball fucking references to, you were talking about the original team and this and that.
Yeah,
which I understood, but I didn't know who the fuck any of those people were. So,
that's the thing though, weren't you intrigued to learn who they were?
But I just got done watching a movie with a bunch of characters that I enjoy and couldn't get enough of.
That's true. That's okay.
Versus some guys who were
but weren't you interested at all in, like, what their past was?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, and are you looking forward to them maybe showing up again?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
That's all. I know who they are, and I know that it's cool. And, like, the fact that you're just like, oh, these guys are pretty cool. I can't wait to see more of them. That's all I ask.
Yeah. No. Everybody who made an appearance made an impact.
Yeah.
On me. So, but, like, as far as the main team, movie continuity team, I'm just like, okay, Drax was there to be funny, and he's learned to have a new family.
Do you think, speaking of Drax learning to have a new family, do you think that it is a romantic thing between him and Mantis that they're building to? Or is it a new father-daughter type of relationship?
Absolutely not. It's a father-daughter thing.
That is what I'm hoping for.
No, I think they almost went out of their way to...
They went really out of their way. I'm picturing us together.
He's throwing it. And then at the end, he goes like, you're beautiful. And I was like, uh-oh. And he's like, on the inside.
On the inside. And I hope that they maintain this father-daughter type, because
she even said, like, yo, bro, I'm not into
no, that's not going down.
No, that's not a thing. And as far as, like, the romance goes, the joke, they even said we can't get together because, as like in every fucking sitcom, when it happens, ratings go
down. That was
yeah.
That was one time where I didn't want to like the joke because I was so over the pop culture references at that point. But like I laughed because it was really fucking funny. I was like, yeah, that's what happened to Friends. That's how Monica and Chandler got together because it was a better story.
Exactly. But Drax's interaction with the whole team was great. Peter's
Drax was the heart and soul.
Yeah, Peter and Xandu, right? I always feel like I'm saying that wrong. Zandu? What the fuck is his name?
What are you talking about?
What do you mean, what am I talking about? Anyway.
Peter and Xandar?
Zandu?
Yondu.
There we go, Yondu. Yeah. Thank you. Peter and Yondu. Because here's the thing, I can only remember so many ridiculous names.
How about Taserface?
And I had to remember Taserface. So
Taserface was a great joke.
Yandu. Fucking their line was Yondu, whatever. I don't really care.
Mohawk guy. Just call him Mohawk guy.
Mohawk man. But that
you disrespectful shit.
Their arc is amazing, and I was surprised that I was into Gamora and Nebula's story as much as I was.
That was very touching, but I felt like unfulfilled by the wrap up of it. They have this whole moment down in the caverns where she's like, you wanted to win and all I wanted was a sister. And I felt like it didn't go anywhere really from there.
It's to show that like Gamora has moved on and has realized that like...
And Nebula
that's not going to define her as a person, and Nebula is just fucking so intent on what she's going to do.
Yeah, I loved
and
the
I
bit...
think she's incompetent on top of that, which is like heartbreaking because you know that...
Well, like, dude, it's not even that she's incompetent. It's that her drive has rendered her incompetent.
Yeah, no. That was a dumb thing for her to do. She almost killed herself.
I really thought that she was going to take the place of when they did the mutiny. I really thought that she was going to be, and then kill Taserface.
Yeah.
And that felt like a missed point for me as well.
Yeah. And
but okay, it's, right off the bat, everything that I think misses does not affect the overall film for me. Yeah. I just felt that there were some things that could be done better and some things that could dial back.
Yeah.
The music in this one was a little heavy-handed.
Yeah, see, and it's weird. It didn't annoy me very much. There was a couple times where I'm like, I get what you're doing, but I also think that the pacing was fine for me, but the problem was, like you said, like, yeah, fucking Kurt Russell's the bad guy.
Yeah.
And it's like, you should know that. But it's like, the problem is, you know, you're like, okay, there's no main villain yet.
Yeah.
So I'm not even on, I'm just waiting for him to show his bad side.
Yeah, to be a dick, yeah.
To show his bad, because I'm like, and as much as you want to keep bringing
and it's not like
these gold guys back, and it's like, oh, they're kind of funny with how dumb they are.
The Sovereign?
Yeah, you're like, I know they're not the real threat.
No, they're the red herring.
Exactly. So it's like that.
And then, because they unintentionally end up helping.
So, as far as, subverting expectations, I'm like, no, I was just waiting for Kurt Russell to figure out what his stupid plan was.
Yeah. And I loved that his plan was so bananas Marvel Cosmic. Like, when I found out he was Ego, I was like, well, wait a minute, he's a fucking dude. Ego's a fucking planet.
Yeah.
What?
Also,
what?
Some of the CGI pretty bad, but fucking making a planet look like Kurt Russell's face, pretty weird.
No, dude, it was so dope, dude. And I was so excited because that's Ego, the way that Ego looks. He's a face on a fucking planet most times. There is a human version of him, but he's like Moses in a diaper.
Yeah, nice.
I love the way they did Ego. I am not entirely versed on Ego, so I don't know if that celestial thing is true, if Ego was a celestial, but it cracked me up that he kept talking about being the only celestial when you saw a celestial in the first movie, fucking using the Infinity Stone.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, I wonder if they're going to get into the other Infinity Stones. Not the other Infinity Stones, the other Celestials.
Yeah.
That would be interesting, and I'm wondering if that's going to pay off in Infinity. But no, that was bananas, dude. I And it was very Ego, where he's just, no, I'm going to remake everything in my image. And they did so much that was, Ego is like 9 different guys combined into one dude in this.
What
and
did
he was
you
great.
What did you think about Chris Pratt's Han Solo moment? It was very good. It was fucking. It was fucking. Fuck you! I'm going to shoot you with
my
guns
God.
immediately.
When he's like, I hated putting that tumor in her brain.
Yeah.
Trance immediately broken, guns out.
Guns out and
Full auto. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, no, dude. He did not waste a breath. I loved watching him get annihilated. And then that was such a... Dude, when he finally reveals himself to be a
total asshole.
total piece of shit.
Not just a guy.
He is probably...
Not just a misguided, not just misguided in his whole purpose. You were like, no, he is a...
No, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I would argue to say, with anybody, the best Marvel villain they've had yet.
Yeah, pretty good.
Because he was a piece of shit.
For a second there, I was like, okay, he's just misguided, and they're getting away from having villains. Because, like I said, I knew he was going to be the bad guy, but I didn't think he was going to be a bad guy.
Well, because his plan isn't so bad.
Yeah, no, like, I get it. As a being who's been around for that long, they're misguided.
Well, and it's also Samuel L. Jackson from Kingsman. It's very akin to his plan.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, they're getting away from villains because they haven't been able to do it right in so long. And then when he became a villain, I was like, oh, okay, no,
it was disgusting, and you hated him.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, I was like, I hope he lights him up. And then he did. And I was like, oh, my God. He just, both barrels. Bop, 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 bop. I was like, yes.
Yeah, that was great.
I loved the intro. Following little Groot.
Oh, yeah.
Baby Groot is...
I was going to ask you, did Baby Groot ever get on your nerves?
No.
Because it did work for me all the way through.
I would... Dude, that was part of the thing where I was like, the Ravagers suck. Stop. No. They're dumping liquid on him. They put him in that suit that he doesn't want to wear.
He just walks up and he's all wet. And he's like, Jesus, so what did they do to you?
And he's like, Jesus, what did they do
But
to
it was
you?
also funny that he was like, can I smash him with a rock? And he's like, no, he's too adorable to kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna put him in a little suit and make him our mascot. Which they literally
mascot.
Yeah, God, but they're treating him like shit because they're all just terrible
they're
people.
They're fucking horrible fucking people, dude. Yeah. I was so mad. I was like, stop picking on Baby Groot.
15-minute stretch of just Baby Groot being incompetent.
Yeah.
And you think it would get old. But it's funny.
It didn't get old
amazing.
At all. Dude, I thought that was great. The whole bit, like, he thought you wanted to wear it as a hat. He hates hats. Not just on himself, but in general.
Yeah.
And you find out why he hates hats.
Thinks it's their head.
He thinks it's their...
Or it's a hat, and you're like, that's annoying. Yeah, no, he was great the whole way through. I really liked the intro. Like I said, that was a funny way to do it.
Oh, dude, I love the juxtaposition of... little Baby Groot dancing around doing his thing, and then he's attacking little monsters like he's a little tough guy. I loved it. And then in the background, they're having this life or death conflict with some kind of squid beast from fucking Prometheus. And it was great, dude.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
No, he was great.
I love, dude, and this is just stupid. It's just design shit. I loved the font, the laser bits.
Oh yeah,
when they did the Guardians of the Galaxy thing. I love the disco theme during the credits where they add lyrics. It's Bootsy Collins, so fuck yeah. With David Hasselhoff singing.
Yeah. Remember, when times are tough, we are Groot.
Yeah. Oh man. I don't even know what it's so emotional and everything, and my nitpicks are all just like dial back the comedy for this scene, guys. Mm-hmm. Dial back the comedy. Let's let this be what it is. But to be a hypocrite, every moment Drax has with Mantis is beautiful. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to hug them both.
Yeah, my whole entire goal in life from now on is waiting until somebody gets hit with something and then saying, watch out.
Watch out.
which in the preview I think they had before the movie.
I think that's like a bunch of different takes.
Yeah, they cut out the one where he goes, "I tried everything," and I was like, "That's really funny."
Yeah.
But it was even better still that he's just like, "No, she's just knocked out."
I love it when he says, "Do that to me," and she touches sleep, and he just out.
Yeah, it's no, and it was funny. I'm like, man, this kind of sucks that they spoiled this scene because he's laughing and he's like, "She just revealed your darkest secret." Ha, 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 ha. But then she touches him and then starts laughing at him. As well.
I have never felt such humor. That was so good. Like Drax is so happy that Peter's having the worst time ever. I loved it,
and I love that it was showing that he was like. That he was kind of simple, but then you had, like you said, the scene on the steps. She felt something.
Oh
deeper.
my god! Well, dude, and even in that moment where he's talking this stupid story about how he met his wife.
Yeah. Oh my god! I was engorged.
I was engorged in my loins. It's like you got Drax so quick in the first movie, and you get him in this movie just as quickly. And it's just like, he's simple and he's stupid and he doesn't get it, and it's just like, why wouldn't you want to hear the story of your creation?
Yeah.
My father would tell us that story all the time. It was beautiful, that's his culture. And I love that it's this culture clash with him and everybody else. Like, he is such an interesting character in the movie. Nothing like he is in the comics. And he's so interesting in the movie, and I love him. He's such a rich character.
And I remember in the original, he always took things very literally. And then there was a point where I'm like, oh no, he gets it. And then you realize as time went on that it was just saying very literally.
Yeah.
And I can't remember exactly what the joke, because he had so much. He was the comedy in the whole thing.
Again. Dude, he is Dave Bautista.
Yeah.
When they announced him for Drax,
everybody was like, "Oh, okay, so they're not taking this seriously."
Yeah, exactly. I was like, "Oh, a wrestler for Drax, great. Yeah, we're really going for gold with this one." And he's the fucking best character in both movies.
Yeah.
One of the best scenes, and it's at the end, is when Gamora's holding Baby Groot, and he starts. They have done nothing but fight with each other for this whole movie. They pick on each other. They fight each other. Drax gets mad at him. Groot gets mad at him and starts, trying to fucking beat him up, and it's hysterical. And then what happens at the end of the movie? Oh, little baby Groot's sleepy. Who does he want to go to? He wants to go to Big Papa Drax. And it was, dude, I was just like, like, that really got me, dude. And then he just goes to sleep on little Groot's shoulder while he pets him on the back. It's just... I would love for, as they progress with these movies, where Drax is kind of like his papa. Yeah. And he tries to be like Drax, and that, I just think that would be adorable. God, and I talk shit about the romance between Gamora and Pete, but there is a sweetness to it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's very innocent, and I like it. It doesn't seem stupid.
No.
It's just that, like I said, the nitpick in me.
There wasn't a scene where it was just like, oh, he's into her, and it's like, she doesn't want anything to do with him. It's like...
It reminded me of the early days of Pepper and Iron and Tony. And because I really liked that romance. I thought that was really cute. Whereas in, like, Cap, it's like, well, Sharon becomes his girl.
Yeah.
And
there was a good comedy bit there, but like they had a scene where it's like she's telling him about, she doesn't know who the fuck David Hasselhoff is. She doesn't know the name. She doesn't know the car. She said but she listened to his story and
she liked the story.
Yeah, and
I feel like she liked the story because her dad is such a pile of shit.
Yeah, exactly.
So she'll gobble up anything where there's like some kind of good attachment with a father figure.
Yeah, and fucking just... I mean, as far as the comic book overall story goes, I feel like it's a little lacking. Sure, he was a great villain, but I'm like, all right, they saved the... again, it's just another global threat that they figured out.
But at the same time, I feel like it didn't do all the tropes that have been like Doctor.
It was very localized.
Yeah, it was very localized, and it wasn't the Doctor. It was like the Doctor Strange one, where it was them versus the dude and the plan interacting in other places, and you were seeing other things. You weren't seeing the big beam in the sky and, like, this city's in danger. It was better than the final battle in the first movie. It was just them on this planet. We have to take this planet out before, to help all these other places that are in danger. I thought it really cemented the Guardians of the Galaxy part, because you see all the other planets in danger and stuff like that. I thought that was great because it is just them and the villain, and there's no big city in danger, and there's no they're not boots on the ground in the middle of this metropolis that's I don't know how to word it. I enjoyed the final conflict very much.
It didn't feel like we're helpless. If only somebody was here to save us.
Exactly.
Against all odds, we managed to make this happen. It was just like, no, we're dealing with this shit.
Yeah, and I love how down to the wire it is, dude. Because it's like, you really didn't know.
Yeah.
You really didn't know who was gonna. Yeah, I mean, like, you knew.
I knew. Yeah, and I got.
But the urgency
Yondu
was there. Yes,
Yondu, dude. I have the hardest time with his name, and you really want to know what it is. Xandu, or whatever I keep saying, is actually like a weekly Super Smash Brothers tournament. That's
really
big. Yeah.
Oh man.
And that's what keeps tripping me up. It's the dumbest thing in the world. But Yondu and Rocket have a little back and forth because they had bonded. Like, that was the only bit that they did with Rocket. And I'm like, I kind of got what was going on. And then all of a sudden, when it's like, oh no, he's going to save Pete, then I really got it.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like,
oh, dude, when he's like, oh, I have never done anything right. You need to let me have this.
Yeah. And I was just kind of like, is he leaving him there to die? I don't get how that's helping. And I'm like, oh. Yeah. And I'm like, he said he only had one of each. I got it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I fucking loved it. I liked it a million times more than fucking Civil War. I got to tell you that.
I enjoyed it much more than Civil War. I really did. I'm with you on that one, dude. I have my misgivings with it. I enjoy the first one more, but I enjoyed the more emotional bits in this. There was much. Dude, it's funny because we've been talking about it, and it was the much needed asides.
Yeah.
That have been lacking in Marvel.
I know how good the first one is. And I really like, and the characters grow in that one. I
think for me, the first one balances the dramatic moments and the comedy a little better, and that's why I like it more.
See, and I just don't think that there's enough. I didn't care about the Guardians of the Galaxy at all. The characters.
Oh, okay.
I liked the movie, but all the characters, I was like, oh, okay, they're the space opera cool guys.
They're the space opera Avengers, yeah.
I get it. And then in this one, I'm like, oh no. These guys are dope as hell.
Oh, yeah.
These characters are interesting.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I liked Black Panther, think about fucking Black Panther, fucking Sharon Carter, and fucking Spider-Man, and all of them in Civil War. You're just like, these are just people to be here. Nobody was in this movie to be here, except for the people that I didn't even understand who they were, and all it was a nod to people like you.
Well, and it was all to me. It wasn't just like a nod to people like me. It was a bit of world building.
Yeah,
where they were just like, no, there's other shit that's happened. It was like he said. He's like, when I was younger, we had a team much like your guys's, and I fucked up. And I liked that because it established them as maybe the Ravagers just aren't pirates. Maybe and it made me interested to know more about the Ravagers and the way that the Ravager society is, and the fact that they show up and they have this. He's telling you, when you die, you're not going to get the colors and stuff like that. And then when he does die, he gets the colors and everything. And it made me want to know more about them. And I think that's what they were doing. They were just saying, it wasn't just like a wink, wink. It was a wink, wink. But it was also like, no, there's other stuff out here that could be interesting as well.
Yeah, no, it was nice because Kirk was like, was like they showed up and it was a good moment for everybody.
Oh, dude, when he cheers, I was just like, yay, he's so happy. I loved that they were there, dude. I really loved that they were there, not because of the nod, but because
It was, but like you said, even as world building, that's fine. Let's take back what I said, where I said it was a nod. Just they were there for world building. They weren't there as,
to serve.
Here is this
yeah.
person and this person and this
No.
person because it's Guardians of the Galaxy, or for the case of Civil War, because they were part of the
Yeah,
original
no, I
comic.
feel like if they had showed up at the battle,
to help.
it would have been that. It would have been that. And no, they're still so obscure, and it is yes, it's very much inside baseball like you're talking about, but it's also a really nice bit of obscurity where you're left questioning who are these people, what are they doing, and especially with that after credits scene where he's like, how about we go out and steal some shit, and you're like, okay, well, what are you gonna go steal? Like, are you guys? So it's not. So clearly, Yondu and his guys were dickheads.
And not only that, it gives us hope for the future of these movies.
Yeah.
Because as we were talking about last week, it's just like, all right, they're getting to infinity, and then what the fuck are they going to do?
Yeah.
Why is Spider-Man doing this? Are they just always going to be doing this bullshit? And it's just like, no. Marvel has so much more to offer, and it seems like they may be embracing it.
Oh, yeah. No, and I love that since Doctor Strange, and I know all these movies filmed at the same time, but since the proof of Doctor Strange, like Doctor Strange worked out so well, and then this movie is full bananas, dude.
Yeah.
It is just, they're just wacky. I went around and knocked up a bunch of bitches, and you're my god seed.
As
and
much
blah,
as
blah,
I
blah.
like Doctor Strange, especially because I thought it was a bit different, it makes that movie just look like fucking Marvel Studios number 5.
Oh, yeah. No, this movie is nuts, dude. And it's like, I like that they're going in this more, fuck it. We are established enough that we can do the wacky comic shit that most comic fans enjoy, and we can do it in the movies now. And I like that they're embracing that, and it really makes me interested in how bananas Thor Ragnarok can be. And like you said, going forward and just doing off the wall crazy shit.
And also another thing with
This obscurity that they seem to be embracing.
yeah,
and
and what I was gonna say, we always talk about why we like Netflix. It's fighting the local crime and all that bullshit. This one, they're a big deal, but it's just they don't have like backup.
no, they're alone out there.
They're just like, oh, our ship's fucked. If fucking what's his name didn't show up, like they would have just had to deal with it. Like
Yeah,
they're
they
the
would have
Guardians
been-
of the Galaxy, and everybody kind of knows who they are. But they are, since it's so vast, they are just doing their own thing. Like,
I loved that bit around the campfire where he's just like, even in the beyond, I've heard of the man called Star-Lord, which was a nice callback to the first movie where nobody knew who the fuck
Nobody
he was.
knew who he was,
And
yeah.
he has this look on his face like, oh.
Yeah. So it's like I felt when the odds were against them, whereas in the standard MCU right now, you're just like, yeah, it's the fucking Avengers. I'm not really that worried about.
Yeah, dude, and that
Yeah,
dude,
of course, somebody showed up with a fucking helicarrier to help them out.
yeah, no, dude, that was what I was talking about with the sense of urgency, because it's like if they die on that planet, that's it.
Yeah.
That's fucking who's gonna stop Xandar?
So while it is,
You
like
know,
you said,
it's-
so while it is a global threat, that's what they deal with. So it's like, it's not, it feels different than the beam in the sky. It feels more akin to, if I don't stop the Kingpin,
Yeah.
Hell's Kitchen's going to shit.
Oh, yeah.
But the thing is, the galaxy is their Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
So a galactic threat
Yes.
makes sense, where it's not like, oh, the guy with a bow and arrow and fucking the Hulk are gonna stop aliens from invading everything.
Yeah. No, dude, no.
It just feels different.
It's funny
and I know it's the
that's
same shit, but in
Yeah.
my mind, I'm like, no, this movie took this. It was I don't know. It was weird. It worked for me all the way.
Well, dude, and it's funny that you're talking about how well it worked for you, because like when I first started getting into the Dan Abnett, Andy Landing cosmic, which is what Guardians is really rooted in. It was because Civil War, the comic, did not satisfy me. I was extremely upset with it. And then I started I picked up fucking Annihilation just because I liked the cover art. And I was like, this is dope as hell. Holy shit. And then I got more and more into it. And I was like, this is the shit that really matters. This is universe ending, galactic fucking crushing. This is the shit that matters. Holy shit.
You hit the nail on the head of what I was trying to say. Here are these guys who are like, we're in this shit. We have to do something about this. And I just think back. I just think like, I wonder what's going on fucking Earth right now. And it's Iron Man just being like, God, Captain America's such a dick. I wish he would sign this bullshit. And it's like, oh man, Black Panther is fucking, he's running around, running amok. God, I hate those guys. And they're just like, so anyways, we're here, stopping this God from destroying everything. But you go ahead and sign those accords, buddy.
Yeah, oh no, dude, there was a great comic in Nova, which was a part of the DNA Cosmic, where he came back to Earth because he's from Earth. Richard Rider was from Earth. He comes back to Earth, and Iron Man's like, well, buddy, you can't be going around using superpowers and shit like that. You gotta come talk to me. So he comes talk to him, and he's like, you need to register. And he's like, what? And he's like, I talked to you guys. I tried to get a hold of you guys through the first arc, Annihilation, where fucking Annihilus came through the negative zone and was wiping out the galaxy. He was wiping out the universe system by galaxy by galaxy. He was fucking just moving through crazy style. And they didn't respond. And he's like, you didn't respond because you were too busy beating each other up. Fuck you. And then he left. And I was like, you know what? I'm done with normal everyday superhero comics. These are way better. And I fucking essentially left Earth with Nova.
Yeah.
I stopped reading X-Men. I stopped reading Cap. I stopped reading all the other things that I was reading that were Earth-based and started reading these cosmic books because that was the shit that was important. It was nuts. And I was like, this is so great every time. And then they fucking canceled it.
Yeah, this is what trips me up about fucking Infinity War, because I'm just kind of like, Star-Lord's going to show up and be like, hey, you may have heard of me. And they're going to be like, I only saved the galaxy twice.
Yeah, exactly. I only saved all of existence.
And then all of a sudden it's just like, whoa, buddy, Iron Man here. I stopped Captain America from saving his friend, okay?
So I put a nuke into space.
You better calm down, all right? I've had experience with Thanos.
I'm looking forward to that.
And then I immediately fucking disregarded it so I could fight with my friends for a bit at an airport. So I think we have that. We're kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
We're the Avengers.
No. It's funny that you're getting the same thing that I got in the comics now in the movies. That's so funny. Because it's like, I was just like, holy shit, this shit is dope, dude. This is off the wall. I can't believe, dude, these are, like, there's a fucking rift that they create in space on accident, and it's fucking dope, dude. The DNA Cosmic, which is what it's called, because it's Dan and Andy.
Yeah.
So they call it the DNA Cosmic. And if you want, I will fucking...
You gave me Annihilation
I
once,
gave you Annihilation, and you started with the Drax, and the Drax comic is probably the weakest of the whole thing. You need to get deeper in, dude. Because like Nova was dope. The Silver Surfer bit was dope, and I want them to do Silver Surfer so bad in Marvel Studios. I don't know if he still resides with the Fox Fantastic Four rights, because that was kind of where he showed up.
If they haven't done him yet, that means that he wasn't the line character that either one could use him, and it means since they did their own movie, he definitely lies on the Fox side.
Shitty.
Which is fine.
Because I would, but there is so much, like, fucking, they use Galactus as a cannon. They fucking rig him up to fucking annihilate worlds in the Annihilation. That's how crazy Annihilation was, dude. They were using Galactus as a weapon of mass destruction. He gets pissed when he wakes up, too. Fucking, he gets super pissed. And it's probably one of my favorite bits of sequential art when he gets pissed. Thanos wakes him up. If you'll give me a minute here. He wakes up and it's Surfer coming, because they're using all of his heralds as batteries to fuel the Galactus cannon, basically. And it's Surfer coming up out of this wrecked ship, and he's just looking dope as hell doing this fucking kind of fucking pose. And he's coming up out of this ship, and then you see Galactus's hand come up out of it, up behind him, and he crawls out of this ship, and he says, "Surfer, herald my rage." And the next part is just him, boom, and he just does this badass roar kind of thing, and it's called the Galactus Wave. And he got pissed, took out most of the Annihilation Wave and several galaxies at the same time. You don't fuck with Galactus, dude. And that was when I was like, oh my god, this is so much better than anything else I'm reading right now.
Like, as far as the cinematic universe goes, now Thor has to be the vessel that they make these
and I
things
think that's what they're doing with him. Yeah.
Because if not, holy shit, is Infinity War going to be 3 hours long, and it's going to be fucking lackluster.
Oh, yeah. No, dude. I really think that Thor Ragnarok is going to dip into some stuff that we need to know. Because like I was telling you when I texted you, and I was like, stay through the credits.
Yeah.
They're all good. None of them are relevant. But like I'm hoping with Ragnarok we get a little bit of a hint of what's going to be going on in Infinity Wars, because that's next, right?
Yeah. Black Panther might be next.
See, I'm trying to figure out what the pacing is. I haven't looked at that stupid list.
Like I said, I'm like, or are they going to try to shoehorn this into Spider-Man? And I'll be like, that's kind of lame.
Yeah.
But
I will say, I didn't see the latest Spider-Man Homecoming trailer, and I saw it. You saw it as well.
Yes.
We were watching this, and I was like, you know what? Doesn't look so bad.
No, it looks good.
Yeah,
but at the same time,
it's another.
Thanks, Dick.
What an asshole.
But at the same time,
derivative.
I'm just kind of like, I'm fucking over the gripes of superheroes on Earth right now.
Oh yeah,
especially when our next big Avengers movie is going to be a galactic thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like, as much as I like that this was a contained story, I'm also like, bros, you better start making this make sense when the Avengers are worried about fighting each other. They're worried about doing real stuff, and they're supposed to come together. Mm-hmm. Like I said, Infinity War will be 3 hours long, and it'll just be fucking rushed nonsense.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that it's not Batman versus Superman, and what I really think Justice League is going to be. Because they have put no effort into building an actual universe, which bothers me, because like they have the groundwork laid. Like, Flash is a TV show.
Yeah,
why can't you use?
But that doesn't exist.
Why can't you use that Flash? Like, why can't you use that Ollie? Why can't you use that Supergirl? Make that matter. You know, but then, like, even, like, I'm griping about that, but Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't fucking matter.
No, it set up one cool storyline.
And that was it.
And then, like I said, in that storyline, like I said in the last episode, that storyline fucking wrecked everything.
Yeah.
It was at the expense, one cool story was at the expense of the glue that held everything together.
Yeah.
And the next movie was garbage.
No, I am so pumped that you really got into this and the larger picture.
Yeah.
I think that's great, dude. And that was why I like Doctor Strange so much, because it dealt with the larger picture. There's so much more going on than these costumed jackasses beating the crap out of each other.
As much as
I love the costumed jackasses, but when it comes to stuff like Civil War, I'm like, this is so petty. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You know, it's
and as much as I liked the first Guardians, I felt like it was kind of, I liked that this one was very disconnected, but the first one, I was like, all right, this kind of feels like a gimmick.
Yeah.
But the fact that this is fleshed out now,
I kind
now
of
that
those
like,
characters,
now this should matter a lot more.
Oh, it should matter so much, dude.
Yeah.
And it's funny because it never really did in the old comics and stuff like that. Nobody on Earth knew.
I'm like, or are we gonna start a third fucking faction war where Netflix, in the where it's Netflix versus the movies, or is it going to be Netflix versus the movies versus the galactic shit? Like, come on, guys.
Yeah. No, I really think there has to be some kind of glue that's coming together, and I'm hoping that it's Thor that does that, because like since Dark World, I'm like, no, you guys need to keep doing this with Thor. Make him thread through everything. Maybe he shows up in a Guardians movie. Maybe he shows up in a Cap. But, you know, it's just, no, keep weaving him through. Mm-hmm. Thor has so much, because they've made him an alien instead of a god. So let's have him go like he was in Avengers. Yeah. The first Avengers movie. He knew what was going on more than anybody else did. Do that. But no, this is the first villain I've enjoyed since Loki.
Yeah. It's just nice to be revitalized. Like, the fucking fatigue is somewhat
abated,
subdued by this movie. I'm just kind of like, whew, thank God. I was kind of like, all right, I'm going to another goddamn Marvel movie.
Yeah.
And then just,
No, I was the same way, dude, because, you know, fucking Dylan hit me up, and I was like, all right. Okay. And then, like, sat down, and I was kind of getting into it, and then about halfway through it, I was like, dude, this is just a great movie, man. This is a good movie.
Yeah.
And I liked that it was entirely standalone, but like you say, I need fuel to go forth. Mm-hmm. And I'm hoping Ragnarok gives me that.
I'm like you said, I'm looking forward to Spider-Man more and more, but Thor, I'm hoping that just fucking makes this all one thing.
Did you see Goldblum in the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. I was going to say, because he was there.
Wait, he was?
He was there.
He's
briefly in the...
I did not see.
He's briefly in the movie, and then he's in the end credits.
What, was he talking to Howard the Duck?
No, but he is in that scene.
But that's the scene, though.
Yeah, he's kind of there in passing. And then during the end credits, when they're all doing their little dancey bits, he's one of the dudes doing a dancey bit as it goes by. But yeah, man, and it's like, also back on the design thing, if you'll give me a minute on that one, I love the Hitchhiker's Guide-esque red dwarf, like, crappy cockpits and stuff, like when they're flying that construction vehicle and it's just two huge steering wheels. Like, this is stupid and I should hate it, and it looks so cool. I love it, dude. I love it, dude. They're just both sitting there behind these huge trucker wheels driving this mining vehicle. I don't know, dude. I don't know, because you get these crazy bridge sets, or these crazy sets like the Sovereign's Castle where they're flying the fucking the space arcade. I thought that was hysterical. Poor fucking what? God, what was his name?
Mean, you suck.
You suck. And I was like, bro.
Like, yeah, Drax only had to fucking hook himself to a cable, go out there and shoot him by hand.
And like,
but he sucks.
Again, I love the subtle teamwork of that bit where he just is like, nope, hold him. I'll be right back. And he goes outside and fucking handles it like a boss, dude. It's just, I love that they work as a team without being terrible.
The way, dude, Baby Groot just is, he fucking is a crowd pleaser, man.
Dude, Groot was fantastic in the first movie, and Baby Groot is just an adorable little aside in this movie.
He's too adorable to kill.
Dude, he's too adorable to kill, man. He's just a tiny little tree beast.
Just defeated. Just wet, defeated.
Dude, and how sad did it make you, dude? When he just...
Well, he's in the cage and he's all scared, and then all of a sudden they're pouring beer on him. And
yeah, dude, they are horrible fucking
you're like,
people.
Wow, you're actually making me hate you guys. That's a good job.
I thought that was great, dude. I really did. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy what they were doing, but I enjoyed that there was just like, no, these people fucking suck, dude. They fucking suck. And just... And then they did the bit with Groot. And I was like, oh, so you guys aren't just homicidal maniacs. You're just general pieces of shit. And I like that they keep cutting to Kraglin, not enjoying Kirk,
Yes.
not enjoying any of this.
No.
And the genuine sadness he has when Yondu died. And then I loved his little, he's wearing the mohawk now, trying to make the arrow work.
Oh god, I forgot about that one. And it just
And then
that
Drax
shit
gets
was
there.
so fucking.
And then he
hilarious.
just cuts and runs, dude. Oh my god. And I love that that's their new ship. And I love that he called Pete Captain.
Yeah.
And he gave him the Zune. That was so great. It was a Zune. It's not an iPod.
No. That yeah. See the pop culture references, the dated pop culture references. That one was hilarious.
That was
Zune.
great.
It's a Zune. It's what everybody back on Earth is listening to.
Yeah. No, oh, dude. And it's funny, because when he crushed the Walkman, I was like, you monster.
Oh my god! I hope you die so hard.
You son of a bitch. You gave her cancer, and now you're crushing the Walkman?
Also, okay, I don't. God, we're running long, but
Yeah.
I have to ask. Tell me about the Celestials, and tell me how accurate a floating brain is.
Very.
Okay. I was just wondering because it
Remember-
made,
okay, do
it
you
made
remember-
me think of it made me think of Futurama. I am a
It's-
giant brain.
It's essentially a deconstructed celestial. Nowhere is a celestial's head. So in that first movie, when you see that giant head floating and everybody's living inside of it, that's a celestial.
Okay.
When you saw that part where the collector was showing them all the things of using the Infinity Stones and it was a celestial wiping out a planet with one, that's the giant robot looking thing fucking wiping out a planet, that's a celestial. So he could be a deconstructed celestial that lost his memory. I honestly thought he was going to be the Black Celestial, who is the Destructor. The plant that he plants on the Earth is, and this is what I was talking about, how Ego is a lot of different things in one guy, because he's one of the dudes from one of Star-Lord's origins, where he's the space wizard that lives in the sun that gives him his power. And he's also the Prince of Spartax, who gives him who he's half alien born with. He's Ego, the Living Planet. He's a Celestial, and he's a lot of characters rolled in one. But he puts that plant on there, and that's technically, to me, I was like, oh, that's Life Seed, because he's talking about creating life with it and everything like that. And I was like, oh, that's the Life Seed, and that's what Celestials do. They're cultivators, and they come, and that's where we get into the Eternals, which I would love to see them do. But and they're bananas. They're crazier than the Inhumans. When he said at one point, I see it, eternity, I really thought we were going to see eternity. And eternity is this being that is just the multiverse in embodied. You only see him occasionally. And he's fucking crazy looking because he's a form. And then inside is just galaxies and all this crazy kind of shit. We didn't see that. Anyway, he's a celestial, and celestials are planet cultivators. They're like farmers, basically.
Okay.
Farmers and scientists, they create life on planets to see what can happen, and then whether it pays off or not, they annihilate the world. And I really thought we were going to get into more of the celestials, and we didn't get into too much of them, and I'm hoping that with Infinity, because it's such a bananas storyline anyway, we're going to get more celestials and stuff. And he's always talking about how he's the only one and whatnot. And I'm just like, oh man, I don't know enough about Ego to tell you if he's an actually dead celestial that resurrected himself as a planet or not. If anybody knows, please tell us. I would really like to hear you. I would really like to hear from you guys. I love the cosmic stuff. And if you have any kind of knowledge, I really want to hear if he is actually a celestial or not. But because there's only I think that's 6 that we know about. And then there's the Black Celestial, who is the guy they call in to wipe out a planet if they fucked up or not. And it's that was just very, very interesting. What else did I
I was just wondering. I just wanted to know what a Celestial was. That was it.
Cosmic gods,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah. I just wanted to know how accurate that was.
Basically, it's like there's.
I wanted to know about if a floating brain who decided to make himself a
Oh,
planet
he could.
was
He
a
could.
thing.
Yeah, that could easily happen. In the Marvel
But
Marvel
also,
cosmic
but
world,
also,
yes.
why did he make himself a human to go out and seek out life?
Because he
Did he
needed,
make
he
humans?
needed more. Yes, I would. The Celestials made humans
Okay.
after making the Eternals, and
Which that goes
I
back
can't
to,
remember what
to
other one they
shitty
made.
CGI, by the way. Him rebuilding his human form. I'm gonna look back on that and talk about how much shit that looked like.
Dude, I did like how he looked after fucking Pete wiped the floor with him.
No, that was amazing. But him coming from nothing
Oh, yeah,
to
when he
making
came
bone,
back out and he's
then
slowly coming back
muscle,
together.
and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
clothes
I
and
enjoyed
skin.
it, but like honestly, I look at that and I look at like the T-1000 from Terminator 2, and I'm like, that looks way better than this.
Right now, it looks fine.
Oh, yeah.
It's just something that I'm like, later we'll be like, wow, that looked like crap.
They look like shit. Yeah. No.
But I wonder if it was just too ambitious.
It's ambitious, dude, and that's like the thing that I love about the movie. There's so much ambition in it.
Yeah.
So much ambition, and it doesn't quite hit, but I appreciate the effort. No, dude, no. A Celestial.
They're going for it. Why
yeah,
not?
Yeah, no. Ego, if he is in fact a Celestial, he could totally recreate himself as a planet. They're gods, basically. They fuck with everybody's shit every once in a while. Basically, the hierarchy goes, Earth, fucking the Heralds, Galactus's Heralds, Galactus, Celestials, and then so on and so forth from there until you get to the one above all, and that's God, basically.
Capital G.
Yeah, capital G. That it's. I'm not gonna get into all that shit. There's the Beyonder and all
Yeah.
that kind of crap. There's the dude Games Master and Collector who are above even those guys, and it's you know.
Yeah. I was just wondering. I was mostly the floating brain thing.
Yeah. Oh no, that's it. It's funny that you made the Futurama reference because I was like, he's the giant brain.
Yeah. I have a giant brain.
I am a giant brain. Get out of here, Tubby.
I'm gonna leave forever for no reason. Yeah. So overall, I think this is the very first time we've talked an entire episode about one single thing. We dicked around for a bit in the beginning, but yeah, this one is a definite go and see. Which honestly, if you're here now, you should have already seen it because we went into major spoilers.
Yeah. And even if you've heard the spoilers, like if you stuck
it's a
through the
ride.
if you stuck through the spoilers, we have not gotten into half the character development that goes on.
We've said 2 of the thousands of jokes, so like
Yeah, no,
there's still plenty there.
Please go see this movie.
Yes.
It's really good. It's
It's a revitalization.
I'm with Ryan. It's one of the better Marvel movies. It's not my favorite, but it is definitely.
But we do differ on what we prioritize in our movies. So
It was very, very good. I did not regret going to see the movie at all. And like you said, it is revitalizing. It's once again, like, dude, like, whereas Logan is just a fantastic film
that happens to be
that happens to be a comic book movie everyone should see. This is a fantastic comic book movie.
Yes.
That everyone should see. This is just straight up comic book movie, and enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
What a great film.
Yeah. So I think we're going to call it here. Well, let's go ahead and start our begging.
Please leave us a comment on all the formats that you are able to comment on. SoundCloud, Twitter, YouTube, wherever you listen.
Mighty Fish Productions.
Hit us up on the email if you listen on the ones that don't allow you to give us
MightyFishPodcast@gmail.com. We are at MightyFishPod on Twitter. And, you know, if you're on SoundCloud, you can comment there, like Josh said. YouTube, whatever. Next week, we will most definitely be talking about Arthur.
Is that next week?
That is next week.
Son of a bitch! I'm so pumped.
Next week. Week after that, Alien Covenant.
Alien Covenant.
I would definitely recommend that you tune in for that one. 'Cause
Yeah.
that could be a shit show, or, we could be surprised.
There could be a lot of rage behind that one, or we could be total assholes and love it.
Week after that, Baywatch.
Are we doing Baywatch?
Yes. I've been fucking following that movie for way too long. Get ready for Baywatch, has our boy Zach Efs in it. So we
And my boy, Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
we appreciate everybody listening.
Thank you very much,
This
guys.
is one of the very good episodes that, sorry to toot my own horn, but where we're just have something that we're passionate about and love talking about.
Oh, dude, no. I have enjoyed discussing this with you.
Yes, and it seems like this year is going to keep up unless there's some stinkers.
Dude, so far, man, dude, honestly, it's going to be hard for me to top either of what's come out so far.
We've had a little bit of trouble with consistency, but this year has just been keeping us going.
Yeah.
I at least haven't enjoyed.
I haven't hated a single movie we've seen.
Have enjoyed doing these podcasts.
Oh,
for sure.
Yeah. And thank you guys for tuning in very, very much. We and like I'm saying this now, well after we did the announcement. Don't let the spoiler, the tag that we do, like have you tune out until you've seen the movie. Please, just enjoy the ride with us.
Yeah, enjoy the ride or see the movie and come back.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Enjoy and come back if you want. We're always here.
We're always here for you.
If there's one thing you can count on, it's Santa Claus and the Mighty Fish Podcast, boys.
There you go. Well, I have been Ryan.
I'm still Josh.
And we will see you in the next one.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Bye.